Ray J was the last person to see her alive. He let the drug dealer in, but she was sober, right? But he let the drug dealer in that gave her the shot. Leola Brown, Bobby Brown's sister, has said on several occasions that she was beaten.
I am not self-destructive. I'm not a person who wants to die. I'm a person who has life and wants to live.
Jaguar Wright just dropped a bombshell of tea about what really went down the night Whitney Houston passed away. Brace yourselves, because this isn't your ordinary tea. It's a roller coaster ride of accusations and mysteries. According to Jaguar, Whitney's demise wasn't as straightforward as we've been led to believe. She alleges that Whitney didn't just peacefully leave this world. Instead, she was allegedly pushed over the edge by none other than Ray J, who stands accused of force-feeding her substances until she choked. But wait, there's more. Whitney's autopsy report supposedly doesn't tell the full story. Jaguar claims Whitney's body bore signs of a struggle, suggesting she didn't just peacefully slip away in a tub. But here's where it gets really wild. Jaguar insinuates that there's a darker, more sinister motive behind Whitney's death. She paints a picture of a Hollywood conspiracy with Ray J allegedly working in cahoots with heavyweights like Clive Davis and Diddy. According to Jaguar, Whitney was nothing more than a pawn in a sick game of power and ambition, sacrificed to propel others to greater heights in the entertainment industry. And if you thought the drama ended there, think again. Jaguar drops the bomb that Whitney herself may have played a part in her own downfall, taking advantage of Ray J while she was still alive. The details are as shocking as they are intriguing, promising a tale that's equal parts scandalous and heartbreaking. So, dear listener, buckle up and grab a seat, because this isn't your average gossip session. It's a journey into the murky depths of fame, power, and betrayal.
The next thing you know, she's Ray J. And then it's Grammy
happened.
time.
That happened.
And her and Clive had a fight 2 days before.
Let's delve into the tangled web of connections between Diddy, Clive Davis, and Ray J. These relationships go way back, tracing back to when Diddy was just starting out in the industry. There have been whispers that have echoed through the years, suggesting that Diddy owed his rise to Clive Davis in ways that go beyond mere mentorship. Rumor has it, and it's been circulating for quite some time, that Diddy had to humble himself, even kneel before Clive, to gain access to the opportunities Clive provided. Some say it happened in 1994, a pivotal moment where Diddy allegedly bent the knee to Clive. It's like a story straight out of a Hollywood drama, where power dynamics play out behind closed doors. But what did Clive gain from this alleged arrangement? Well, some believe it was a form of protection. They say Clive shielded Diddy from the consequences of his actions, creating a shield of immunity around him. It's like Diddy had a suit of armor, courtesy of Clive, that allowed him to navigate the industry's murky water without fear of repercussions. Now, why would Clive and Diddy allegedly enlist Ray J in their schemes involving Whitney Houston? It's simple. They knew Ray J was close to Whitney, perhaps closer than anyone else at the time. And they also knew he might be willing to do whatever it took, especially if there was money involved. It's a tale as old as time, where loyalty and cash intersect in the most unexpected ways. But let's rewind a bit. 5 years after Whitney and Bobby Brown's divorce, Ray J enters the picture. Suddenly, there are whispers of a romantic link between Ray J and Whitney. They were spotted together everywhere, from clubs to dinner dates, sparking rumors and gossip. And yes, there was an age gap. A significant one at that. But love, or whatever it was, knows no boundaries, right? With a 17-year age gap between them, Ray J at 31 and Whitney at 48, their union raised eyebrows wherever they went. Some whispered that Ray J wasn't just Whitney's companion, he was allegedly her enabler. There were murmurs that he not only encouraged her crack addiction, but also supplied her with more than she needed. Despite Whitney's public denials of her struggles, many around her, including Ray J, allegedly witnessed her descent into addiction. Reports surfaced of Whitney seeking help at rehab facilities, but each time she emerged, she seemed to fall back into old habits. It's a cycle familiar to many battling addiction, the constant struggle to break free from its grasp. In rare moments of candor, Whitney spoke about her demons, acknowledging her battles with substances.
It's my decision. So the biggest devil is me. I'm either my best friend or my worst enemy. And that's how I have to deal with it.
Sadly, despite her resolve to overcome, Whitney's demons proved too formidable. Allegations swirl that figures like Ray J, Diddy, and Clive used her vulnerabilities against her, exploiting her struggles to further their own agendas. And it all happened on February 11, 2012, when the world stood still in shock and disbelief. News of Whitney Houston's tragic passing reverberated across the globe, sending waves of sorrow through the hearts of fans far and wide. Her lifeless body was discovered in a bathtub at the Beverly Hills Hotel, a haunting scene that seemed to echo the complexities of her troubled life. As the details of her death unfolded, the spotlight shifted from mere speculation to a sobering reality. The coroner's report, released a month later, painted a complex picture of a woman caught in the grips of addiction and inner turmoil. While the official cause of death was deemed accidental drowning, the report highlighted the presence of various substances in Whitney's system, shedding light on the demons she battled until her final moments. But here's the thing: according to the tests conducted, she was still alive when she was submerged underwater. The level of substances in her system, like specific substances, was not necessarily enough to immediately end her life. However, her death was complicated by her long-term struggle with substance use and heart disease. There were two possible scenarios. She might have passed out first, due to the effects of the substances, or she could have had a heart attack and then drowned. Now here's where it gets really interesting. The coroner in charge of investigating Whitney's death, Ed Winter, had a history of dealing with high-profile cases. He was also the one who looked into the death of Kim Porter, where he challenged reports suggesting she died from pneumonia, finding traces of lethal toxins instead. In Whitney's case, prescription pill bottles were found in her room, but the quantity of pills wasn't alarming enough to suggest an overdose. As this new information came to light, people started to question the circumstances surrounding Whitney's death. The focus shifted from an accidental drowning to the possibility that she may have been harmed by someone close to her. Reports emerged that her assistant, and some say that it was actually Ray J's sister, Brandy, who found her lifeless body. There were whispers that Ray J might have supplied her with substances that fateful night, a claim supported by Leola Brown, the sister of Whitney's ex-husband, Bobby Brown. She pointed to a moment caught on camera when Ray J was seen sneaking out of the hotel, his face hidden, suggesting he had something to hide. Leola boldly claimed that Ray J was buying substances for Whitney and questioned why he was allowed to do so. But it doesn't end there. Jaguar also insinuated that Ray J wasn't just a supplier. He may have been the last person to see Whitney alive. According to her, he allegedly brought a dealer into Whitney's room, facilitating her access to various substances despite knowing the dangers. And Jaguar didn't stop at accusations of substance involvement. She hinted at possible physical altercations, suggesting Whitney bore defense marks on her body.
He let the drug dealer in that gave her the shot. Leola Brown, Bobby Brown's sister, has said on several occasions that she was beaten. They saw her body. She didn't just die in a tub like.
The plot thickens with whispers of a rift between Whitney and Clive Davis, her longtime mentor, just days before her death. Some speculate that this discord, coupled with Whitney's vulnerability, created a perfect storm. And then there's the eerie coincidence of Whitney's goddaughter appearing on a reality show shortly after her passing, a move some deemed tasteless. The story takes a chilling turn from here, with claims that Ray J, Clive, and Diddy targeted Whitney's daughter, Christina Brown, fearing she might expose their secrets. Jaguar mentioned in her interview that just 2 days before Whitney's death, there was a heated argument between Whitney and Clive, witnessed by Christina. Then on January 31, 2015, tragedy struck again when Christina was found unconscious after ingesting substances and alcohol, mirroring her mother's fate. After nearly 6 months in a coma, Christina passed away at the young age of 22, succumbing to lobar pneumonia, the same illness attributed to Kim Porter's death. According to reports, in the wake of her mother's death, Christina grappled with immense grief and anxiety, seeking medical attention for anxiety twice. However, tragedy struck again when she was found unresponsive in a bathtub at her suburban Atlanta home, shared with Nick Gordon, whom she referred to as her husband. Initial reports described the incident as a drowning, with Gordon recounting that Christina appeared lifeless and pulseless before emergency services intervened. Despite being found face down in the bath, Christina bore bruises on her body's front, raising concerns about the circumstances surrounding her injuries. Subsequent investigations revealed that Christina had sustained facial and oral injuries in a car accident days prior, dismissing suspicions of foul play in her demise. Placed in a medically induced coma and reliant on a ventilator for breathing, Christina's condition deteriorated until her passing. The Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office faced significant challenges in reconstructing the events leading to Christina's death, given the elapsed time between her discovery and the autopsy. Nevertheless, they emphasized the importance of conducting a post-mortem examination to elucidate the cause of her unresponsiveness and eventual demise. Amidst the tragedy, tensions simmered between Gordon and Christina's family, culminating in legal action against Gordon for alleged misrepresentation of his relationship with her. Accusations surfaced that he unlawfully transferred funds from Christina's account into his control while she was hospitalized, although no charges were filed against him. As Christina's health deteriorated, authorities pledged to scrutinize the circumstances surrounding her condition more closely, hinting at potential legal repercussions. Fulton County District Attorney Paul L. Howard Jr. affirmed that a charging decision would be made in due course, underscoring the gravity of the situation. Now, some people are saying that there's something more to it, something darker. They believe that big names like Clive Davis, Diddy, and Ray J might have had something to do with it. Why? Well, they think Christina knew some important stuff about how her mom died, Whitney Houston. But instead of speaking up, she kept it to herself, maybe because she was scared. And that's where the trouble might have started. According to these thoughts, these powerful people got scared themselves. They were worried that Christina might one day spill the beans and reveal secrets they wanted kept hidden. So instead of taking any chances, they decided to make sure she couldn't talk ever again. It's like something you see in movies, but this time it's real life, and it's incredibly sad. And guess what? Christina's aunt also claimed that they killed her in the same way they had killed her mother.
I believe that somebody killed my niece, just like they killed her mother.
Bobby Christina Brown's aunt Leola Brown is claiming in an Inside Edition exclusive that she thinks her niece was murdered.
But the sorrow didn't end there. In November 2020, Bobby Brown Jr., Whitney's ex-husband's son, tragically died from an accidental overdose of substances and alcohol. Despite toxicology reports, Bobby Jr.'s mother, Kim Ward, believes someone supplied him with the substances that led to his overdose, suggesting foul play. It seems like a disturbing pattern emerged, a pattern that echoes Whitney's own demise. Was it a coincidence, or was there something more sinister at play? Some speculate that Ray J, Clive, and Diddy, seeing the success of their alleged strategy in Whitney's case, decided to target other family members. Remember that moment when Diddy appeared on The Ellen Show, visibly nervous when asked about Whitney's death? Many found his demeanor suspicious, hinting that he may know more than he's letting on.
One of the first ones at Clive's party to speak about Whitney's passing the other day.
Yes.
And that was, did you know her well?
Yes, I did.
And it's not just Jaguar Wright who's expressing concerns about the possible connections of Whitney's death to Ray J. Recently, Kanye spoke up about how Hollywood elites might stage a celebrity death to make it look like they've taken their own life. Fans are now suggesting that this could be what happened to Whitney. The timing of the events is eerie. Just hours after Whitney was found in her hotel room bathtub, her longtime mentor Clive Davis held a pre-Grammy party in the same hotel. Shockingly, it's alleged that Clive knew Whitney's body was still in the building. It's hard to understand why someone would host a celebration in a place where someone they deeply influenced had just passed away. Many of Whitney's friends and family have criticized Clive for what they see as disrespecting her memory. But some fans believe the situation goes much deeper, suggesting that Clive might be one of those powerful figures in Hollywood who can make celebrities vanish. But was Clive actually involved in Whitney's death? And why are fans claiming that Clive's pre-Grammy party was some kind of ritual? Let's dive into it.
A lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize.
After Kanye West shone a light on the dark side of the music industry, revealing how Hollywood executives can traumatize and exploit celebrities, Whitney Houston's fans started talking about Clive Davis's infamous pre-Grammy party in 2012. Many of them even suggest that Clive had a hand in Whitney's death. To understand the significance, let's go back again to February 11, 2012, the day Whitney died. She was scheduled to perform at Clive's pre-Grammy Awards party at the Beverly Hilton Hotel in Beverly Hills. But tragedy struck just hours before the event. Whitney's assistant found her lying face down in a bathtub filled with water. She was unresponsive, and the assistant immediately called Whitney's bodyguard, Ray Watson, for help. Ray described the scene as surreal and panicked as he tried to understand what had happened to Whitney. He managed to get her out of the water and attempted to revive her, but it was chaotic. Whitney's assistant and bodyguard called 911, and paramedics arrived at the hotel room at 3:30 p.m. Despite their efforts to resuscitate her, Whitney Houston was pronounced dead at 3:55 p.m. Kanye West's recent revelations have brought to light a disturbing pattern within the entertainment industry: the orchestrated deaths of celebrities. According to Kanye, this isn't an isolated incident, but rather a reoccurring practice that has been carried out numerous times, with perpetrators evading accountability each time. The list of alleged victims is chilling, including names like Kim Porter, Aaliyah, Tupac, Biggie, and countless others. Despite these heinous acts, those responsible have managed to escape scrutiny and maintain a facade of innocence. However, the tide may be turning as fans are now calling on Ray J to come forward with any information he possesses regarding Whitney Houston's death. The timing is intriguing, considering recent developments involving Ray J's commentary on Diddy's legal troubles. In a video posted by TMZ on April 6th, Ray J can be seen engaging with a cameraman about Diddy's ongoing legal battles. When questioned about the silence of Diddy's inner circle, Ray J offered a thoughtful response. Acknowledging the gravity of the situation, Ray J expressed understanding for those who have chosen to remain silent amidst Diddy's legal woes. He suggested that many are grappling with the serious allegations and are awaiting further developments before making any public statements. Ray J's words, spoken with a sense of empathy and reflection, highlight the complexity of the situation and the uncertainty surrounding it. People are starting to connect the dots and see that Ray J and Diddy seem to have the same kind of relationship or connection. They're wondering if there's more to their connection than meets the eye. Could it be that they know something about Whitney's death that they're not telling anyone? Or maybe they were involved in some way? These are the questions swirling around in people's minds. Even though there's no concrete evidence pointing directly at Ray J, there are still a lot of unanswered questions. People are digging deeper, trying to uncover any clues that might shed light on what really happened to Whitney. They're not satisfied with the official story and are determined to get to the bottom of things. It's like a mystery that keeps getting deeper and more complicated. The more people look into it, the more they realize that there's more going on beneath the surface. And with Ray J and Diddy's possible connection thrown into the mix, things are getting even more interesting. Fans are eager to uncover the truth and are turning to social media and other platforms to share their theories and findings. They're not willing to accept the official narrative without question and are determined to uncover any hidden truths. Until then, they'll keep digging and searching for answers, hoping to finally get to the bottom of this mystery. One fan even said, "It's not a coincidence her daughter died the same way. These people really think we are dumb, y'all. There are no coincidences." Another person wrote and said, "It was so disrespectful for Clive Davis to allow that Grammy party to go on that night with Whitney dead just a few floors above. It was cruel to Whitney's memory and her family and fans. Clive needs to answer for his criminal behavior. If true, that's been going around for years. He's creepy." But what are your thoughts on this? Do you think Ray J indeed helped Clive and Diddy to execute their plan to eliminate Whitney? Comment down below. And while we wait for more updates, make sure to watch our other videos for more teas that you might want to hear.